whether it's a Thursday night at Rayo's or just catching up with them outside by Bryant Park. Few New Yorkers, if any, are better than my guy Bo Dietl. Bo, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, Sid. You know, a little sad time here with Lindsey Graham. You know, he was really the great lion of the United States Senate. Last time I saw him was with the 8 senators and the Secretary of State over there in the White House with the president when I went to visit him.
That's right.
He's always joking. Yeah. You know, he was so important, in his Bleach for America. Whatever on these foreign affairs he believed in, his opinions were strong, whether you side with him or not. He tried to do the right thing for our country. Probably one of the great American political heroes. You know, even when these Iranian scumbags paraded a picture of him with a bullseye on him, you know what he said? He laughed at it, and he said, at least they used a good picture of me.
Yeah, he did say that, right? And then he went to the Ukraine. I mean, here's a guy that in America today, everybody's a coward. Everybody's a follower. There are no more leaders. You're supposed to hate the Jews. Okay, I'll hate the Jews. This guy stood up for Israel like nobody else, stood up for Ukraine like nobody else. He was a special, great American. To your point, Bo Dietl, he'll be sorely missed.
We're going to miss him. I used to be with him when I was a Fox News contributor till they threw me off, and I used to see him in the green room. We used to talk. What a great guy. And Governor Henry McMaster of South Carolina, he's the chairman of the Homeland Security Advisory Council that I'm on. You know, he appointed his sister there, Darling, as interim senator, and it was very good. And Henry McMaster is a great governor down there in South Carolina. I got plenty of stuff on my most important subject with the scumbag, Mayor Mondami. Okay, we can look as far as 12 blocks from 34th Street to 46th Street, homeless camp, crime, drug use, trash infested. This is exactly what Los Angeles looks like, and San Francisco and other liberal democratic cities. This is the playbook of communism. Destroy the people. You piece of garbage, smiley commie. He knows. Uncontrollably. He doesn't support the police, and he loves these encampments. He told the cops, leave them alone, leave them alone. The same as he does with these friggin' motorbikes, no license, no registration, mowing people down, and every one of them are these people. They don't speak English. They're from Africa. Bum, 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 bum. You're coming to my country. You can't even speak English. These are all Africans that don't speak English. How are they going to abide by the traffic laws? They're delivering food. Who delivered this food before these scumbags came from Africa? Who was delivering it? I don't know. All I know is one thing. Our governor candidate, Bruce Blakeman, he is the only one who can stop this. He talked about New York City being a trash, and then that other liberal, Brad Holyman, Signal, whatever, they come with 6 names, right? He slammed Blakeman. He says, my borough, this is the fun of summer in Manhattan. He's a captain, you douchebag. And now I got the really good stuff. Please let me go.
Well, before you go, I want people to know that while you're talking about the mayor, last I checked, Richard Bo Dietl, you're Italian. Didn't you feel left out last week?
My mother's from Catania, Sicily. You scumbag Mondami. You don't recognize Little Italy. Let's get right to my meat here. I got lots of meat here. All right. All of a sudden, the State Department, he stopped one of his people, his official commissioner for internal affairs, Anna Maria Acacasa, whatever, a Colombian national, tried to meet with the other piece of garbage from my wrist. You're not a foreign minister. You're a New York City douchebag working for a douchebag. How dare. And underneath the Constitution, it's treason. Article 3, treason requires enemies by giving them comfort. So we know we should look into that.
Well, hold on a second. You work with Homeland Security. I can tell you that Secretary of State Marco Rubio texted me yesterday, true story, about my Bibi Netanyahu interview. Why can't you go back? You saw Rubio last time at the White House and set up some type of meeting so at the very least, we make sure the federal government looks into this.
I call upon Mike Lauder, was in my office, and the other gentleman up there, Nick LaLorta. They were in my office. They're my congressmen. I want you guys. I support you guys. I give you potatoes. I need you to look into this. What we got to start doing is we got to start using our Constitution. C. Viva. This is another one of the scumbag tenant protection communists. She wants to take buildings away from landlords and give them to nonprofits. 38% of the residents are foreign born. percentage of illegal immigrants living in rent-regulated housing is the same as the total population of the private property. Feds can remove Mondami from office under the 1954 Communist Control Act. Mondami, you're not a socialist. You're a communist. Let's take this smiley face out. Also, we got to go back to my Italian thing. You know, all of a sudden he makes this mess. I didn't do it. You're full of crap. You can't even own up because you're a lying smiley face. How dare? Spanish Harlem, man. That's where I was a detective up there and a cop. You don't recognize them, my Jewish friends, my Irish Riviera. You piece of guy. Little Pakistan. Little, what's the other ones here? Little Pakistan.
Odessa. Little Odessa. Little Palestine.
Listen to me, Mondami. You need an education. You need an education. Why don't you and me have one room? I'll go in a room with you. Get rid of your police security around you, you little punk. Put some of your violence interrupters. They're not doing nothing. Spending millions of dollars. All of a sudden, what it's all about, his goal is to erase white people from the history of New York City. That's what he wants. These immigrants, welcome to New York City. You didn't do crap. My uncles and my grandfather, they were digging up tunnels for the subways and all that. Yeah, the Italians.
Wait a second. I hate to correct you, Bo. I'm sure your uncles did all that with the subways, but last I remember, you were actually an iron worker or a steel worker. You worked on the World Trade Center.
Yes.
Wasn't that all Muslims? I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah. You know, that was, you know what, when we worked, I think it was Local 40, the iron workers, I was a connector on the steel down there. First I saw it as a friggin' slave, a concrete laborer. And you know what? I didn't see any Muslims there. They were mostly Italians and Irish guys.
Of course.
These are the guys that built New York, you scumbag. And on top of it, all of a sudden this Zoom exposed exactly what this DSA, don't call it DSA. It's communism. It's the DSA Immigrant Revolution Takeover Plan. Its goal is to replace every single elected official with naturalized citizens, these foreigners. Replace the current Supreme Court with a judicial aid support to Congress. Extend voting rights to non-citizens. Public ownership, major industry. This is what it's all. Amnesty for undocumented immigrants. It goes on. And I tell you what, did you just see $11 billion, smiley face, you lost in income because all the billionaires, you went after Griffin, all the billionaires, all the people paying the tax, all left, douchebag.
Yeah, I mean, like Suzanne Miller just texted me that people are not leaving their one-bedroom apartments or paying big money. It doesn't matter. They will eventually leave. They're not leaving yet, but the billionaires are leaving, the millionaires are leaving, and I don't want that to happen because I love Suzanne and Corey, all my real estate buddies, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, you know what? I have a business here. I would have been. Feet don't fail me now. I would have been out of here, but I'm staying. I'm fighting with you, Sid. Also, our education. Do you remember who was running the Department of Education? Banks. He had to leave because he was corrupt up the butt. Now we got this other guy who's the chancellor. He's under indictment now for all his illegal things. $13 billion Department of Education contracts. No competitive building. $1.3 billion paid out for the Department of Education. And you know what? Kids can't read and write. Stop the crap. This is what's going on. A couple more things here, buddy. We got fraud and waste, every bit of it in the Department of Education. Then to listen to this one. The fraud enforcement, Tish James and Tom DiNapoli. What are you doing? You're doing nothing. The feds just cut off $60 million in funding to New York Medicaid fraud. Only 9 criminal indictments from 2021 to 2025. Who's investigating these? Stevie Wonder? Come on, they're robbing everything. And then from controlling DiNapoli. You're a smart guy. Okay, you have authority over the state, $277 billion budget. I guarantee you, there's 35% of fraud in that. And then on top of it, we take a kid with his iPhone. What's that kid's name? That kid that runs around.
Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley, kid with his iPhone. He found over 190,000 in frauds in one shot. And then you got this guy, this group called BRAG, BHRAG. It's a home care corporation. This is the ones that were indicted for stealing money with no bitch for these homeless. Additional $200 million this scumbag mayor gave them. It goes on. And I tell you what, all you liberal young girls, you like the Muslims? Look at that poor girl from New York. All of a sudden, she went to Ireland. Jamie Carney, and she hooked up with one of these scumbags. He chopped her up, and her little daughter found her. Oh, they're very religious. They'll cut you up. Don't you understand what they're all about? They're not peace-loving people. They're into violence. They're into changing society into communism, and that's what we're dealing with. And I tell you right now, Sid, we got to keep on fighting. You know, I was invited to that thing in Jersey. You know what I need? You know what I need? I need to get out to my house and relax because I am so stressed out of where this city is going. I love the president. Send my regards. But I go out to Long Island. I sit in my backyard. I look at the water, so I don't have to look at these scumbags on the street, and I don't have to avoid getting hit with one of these motorcycles by some mumbo-bumbo from Africa.
Bo, you are the absolute best. Another amazing appearance. He's right about that lady, too, that girl, I guess. I don't know. I keep seeing pictures of her wearing that filthy scarf that the Palestinians wear. What do they call that, a keffiyeh? That filthy scarf. I keep seeing her in a picture with the guy that ended up murdering her. And, Bo, you're just the best. That's a great segment every Tuesday. We love it. We got a fist pump here, me, Lou, and Justin, and Tanya. We get all fired up for Bo Dietl. Bo, great job.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?